refused to give it away, even to the point where they were at it to the last second. They wanted to win, and then the kick on, I think it was Spur, the last one shot on goal, just couldn't quite get that kick away for the 6 points. But this is one of the best grand finals I've witnessed for a long, long time.
We go down to Mark Soderstrom. He's very, very happy. I'm sure Justin Cicolella, he held up the cup last time, Soders. He won't do it this time, but he'll be one of them that will.
Justin, 5 years ago you've done it and you've come back again. That is amazing.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I've felt it once before, and this is just absolutely unbelievable. We've got the most resilient bunch of blokes going around. We've really found something with the footy club, and I'm just wrapped. I'm like an old man at the moment.
You weren't watching that clock in the last bit, were you?
Oh, I just was begging that the ball wasn't going to go through. Sperry absolutely carved me up in the last few minutes. So Central's an absolute super side, and you don't take nothing for them without a war. So we're really pumped.
Well done, Justin Sigel, a two-time premiership player. Well done.
Thanks very much, guys.
Justin Cicolella, you might have seen the guy in sunglasses and the hat that went past and said Sicker. I think that might have been Bernie Vince, who spent some time with the Eagles this season. And there he is, Michael Godden, going over to congratulate his players. And one of his favourites, I'm sure, a man he plucked from relative obscurity down at the Bay and brought him across. In fact, they both started their journey at West Adelaide in Scott Lewis, and then it was Luke Jarrett who he embraced. And he would be a happy man. And as soon as we get the opportunity, we'll go down to Chris Kendall, and he'll get an opportunity to talk to the now premiership coach, Chris.
And one of the happiest men at Football Park today, Michael Godden. Your heart must have been in that mouth that last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was pretty tough, that last few minutes. I mean, the pressure's enormous, and the boys stood up, and it was just a great game of SANFL footy, wasn't it?
And look, you're right, the boys did stand up. It wasn't just the older players that stood up. All of your kids put in some fantastic efforts. You had some fantastic individual efforts. But when the Bulldogs really came at you hard, and we knew they wouldn't that fourth term, geez, you held strong.
Yeah, we did. And you set them up all year to be resilient. You do it at training, and you do it every moment. You just hope that you've done enough for when that moment happens.
Another step in your coaching journey too, Michael. Of course, you're at the Glenelg Reserves. Now you come here to your league football career, second year of coaching. How does it feel?
Oh, mate, this is the best feeling I've ever had in my life. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, the grand finals are great, but to win it that way was just, against such a great team. Just really humbled by it, to be honest. I'm just proud to be the leader of this club.
And you've got 21 blokes who want to celebrate with you. Go over and enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks very much. Cheers.
Sticks, here's a feeling that you know well. Certainly. On the right of screen, that's for sure.
Certainly is. You're very proud of your boys when you get to a situation like that. You're just so elated that the pressure valve's been released, and all of the planning that you've done for the whole 12 months has actually just come to a head. And the picture there tells a story. Roy Laird just sits and ponders while the other box just erupts and absolute joyous.
And then there are the Gowans boys. Do they have another game in them? You wonder. And I can bet you bottom dollar. I'm just trying to find out which one it is. It's 231 games for James, and Chris has now got 230. So I'm betting that Chris will want to play at least one more game. That's the way they are. Let's go down to the ground again, and Chris Kendall with a very happy Luke Powell.
And look, one of the best players on the ground all day, Luke. You were there in 2006, but what does this mean to you to come with such a young group? A lot of the kids, again, you were just fantastic all day, and yourself great.
Yeah, I'm sort of lost for words. I don't know what do you say. It's a fantastic group. From day one, from pre-season, Godsey put us in good stead to get here. The disappointment from last year really drove us, and we did it the hard way, but thank goodness.
Talk us through that last couple of minutes, because a lot of us don't get to experience that. What is it like here? You see the Bulldogs, and we know what they're like in these pressure situations coming at you. What sort of goes through your mind at those times?
Oh, look, it's tough. I mean, you've just got to get your hands on the footy, and if you can control the ball, you can control the game. But unfortunately, a few times we just let them loose. And that's why Centrals are so good, because they just keep coming at you and at you and at you. So to hold on, it's fantastic.
How does this compare to 2006? I mean, you came in, you lost the qualifying final. No team has done that since '76 and won the flag. How did you find recovering from that game and turning it all around?
Yeah, look, we knew from that game that we didn't turn up, and that was simple as that. We knew we had the game plan, and history's made to be broken, and I'm glad we done it. But from '06, look, we were in a similar situation. We lost one and then come back to win it. But this is a great character as a group. They never give up, and we knew we could do it, and it was just a matter of putting it into place.
Yeah, and you have done it too. Go and soak it up, Luke. Well done.
Thanks, Chris. Cheers.
Gowan's boys again. And they've been such great ambassadors, I would say, for the Central District Footy Club. As you said, Sticks, earlier, they're really wonderful guys when you get to know them off the ground.
They are just genuine people that play the game the way it's supposed to be played. You play it nice and hard and physical when you're on the football field, but as soon as you get off the football field, you're a family and you all interact as one, and they're generally interested in what you're doing and how your career is panning out.
We'll find out in a moment who wins the Jack Odie. Mark Soderstrom almost ready. Sticks very quickly.
Luke Powell, can't go past it.
Me too.
Well, they're making their way over to the presentation area now, and there's a little bit of history here for the Eagles. Their third premiership since they came into being through the combination of Woodville and West Torrens, and they have become the first club to beat the Doggies twice in a grand final, and we're just about set for the formal proceedings, which will then erupt into a long night. Here's Mark Soderstrom.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can you join me in congratulating the Woodville West Torrens Football Club on winning their third premiership? Can you please also acknowledge the wonderful efforts of the Central District Football Club, an amazing comeback. It just fell short right at the end, but well done to the Dogs on their season 2011. To present the Jack Odie Medal for Best on Ground in today's 2011 SANFL Grand Final is a man who won the medal himself back in 1984 with the Norwood Football Club. Can you please welcome Keith Thomas? The winner of the Jack Odie Medal for Best on Ground today, a man in the centre of the ground whose work helped set up a big lead for Woodville West Torrens early on. He's got a lion heart, he works very hard in the ruck. It is Craig Parry.
Thank you. Wow, what a game. Thank you to Centrals for putting up such a good fight. Appreciate the game. To our boys, that's unbelievable, boys. We're going to fucking remember this forever. Thank you very much.
I think we might remember that forever. To present the premiership medals, we have a select group of kids who were the first to register for the SANFL's Next Step development program. So can you please welcome, as we go through the players, number 2 for the Eagles, Jimmy Toumpas. Number 3, Luke Jarrett. Number 4, Craig Parry. In his last game for the football club, number 5, Lee Trevey. Number 6, Luke Thompson.
You wouldn't have gotten it down in enough time. What, 5 seconds after that?
Number 7, Luke Powell. Number 8, Philip Raymond. Number 10, Chris Hall. Number 11, Jared Almond. Number 14, Adam Grokey. Number 16, Stephen Tiller. Number 18, Benny Grieger. Number 20, Aaron Day. Number 22, Lee Staple. Number 25, James Remington. Number 29, Matthew Goldsworthy. Scotty Lewis. Number 45, Patrick Gafrida. Justin Sigalella.
orange mark, Gary. Des, if you can really tell Gary to go the orange line, please. Orange mark.
We'll try this one. Can the crowd hear this one?
57, Mark McKenzie.
Orange mark.
The captain, Mark McKenzie. Have a chat.
Hello. We're working here? I think we're working here.
First of all, to the Central Districts Football Club, what a fantastic game and bad luck for today, but congratulations on your season and just phenomenal last 10 or 12 years. We respect your footy club so much, players, administration, and how professional you guys are. That's why we keep coming back year after year. So, boys, bad luck today, but congratulations on what you've achieved. To our guys, we went up to Moods early in the year, we set our standards, we set our goals, and this was the last one to achieve. And it's just a fantastic bunch of blokes, and you know, these 21 guys played today, but it's a full footy club. And for the guys that didn't play today, in the end, it's the Woodville West Torrens Football Club that goes down to 2011 premiers, not just the 21 players. So fantastic effort for everyone at the footy club. To Godsey, fantastic on your first league premiership. All the other coaches, fantastic. We'll get around to everyone, medical staff, back row boys, just everyone, fantastic club to be a part of. Last of all, to the fans, thanks very much for coming out today. We caused some heartache back 2004 and 5, and we got a little bit back in 2006, but I hope this makes up for a little bit more, so thanks very much.
Well done to the skipper, Mark McKenzie. Just a couple of boys I think the crowd couldn't hear. Let's do this collectively. Well done to Matty Goldsworthy, Scotty Lewis, Patrick Giuffrida, Justin Sigalella and Jared Redden that didn't get the chance for to hear their names out, so well done, guys. And please welcome the coach, the premiership coach of the Woodville West Torrens Football Club, Mr. Michael Godden.
Bring it down a bit. All right. Obviously, first of all, to the Central Districts Footy Club and Roy Laird, you know, as Mac has said, amazing club. We have a huge amount of respect for them, and today was just a really, really good game. And you know, I'm sure you'll be back next year. You always are, and you know, it's just a real privilege to play against you, I guess, in this such a great era, and to win today was special. But to the Central Districts Footy Club, we really appreciate it. You set the standards that we all have to rise to. So thanks very much for another great game. To all of our sponsors, Emmy Bank and Spring Gully, and who else we got? I've forgotten, I'm sorry. Fielders, absolutely, thanks to Fielders. Look, it's great. The entire club has really embarked on something in the last couple of years, and all of the staff around the place, and they're all magnificent. I see it every day when I'm at work, and you know, our backroom staff and all the support staff around the players, and the club in general is great. So to you guys, thanks very much. To our staff, I mean, to my coaching staff, you guys are, you know, really helped me out. You know, first grand final for me at league level, and you know, at times I sort of probably lost it a bit, and you guys kept me level and kept me in line, and I kept on going in the direction I wanted to go. So to you guys, thank you. But finally, to the playing group, you know, every coach stands up here and says how much he loves them. Well, I do. There's no doubt about that, and they put in a mammoth effort today when they were challenged in that last quarter, and they just gutsed it out. And well done to the playing group. And just finally to the SANFL, all the supporters from all clubs, especially the Eagles supporters, you know, thanks for coming out. You know, we're absolutely rapt to have another great grand final. It's really important we keep supporting the SANFL. It's a great competition. I love to be a part of it, and thanks for turning out.
I'd like to now invite the President of the SANFL, the Honourable John Olsen, to present the Thomas Seymour Hill Trophy to the 2011 Premiers, Woodville West Torrens Football Club, the coach Michael Godden and the captain Mark McKenzie.
Just the 6 survivors of the 06 Premiership. Justin Cicolella, one of them. The captain, Mark McKenzie, Lee Treby, Luke Jarrad. They're all there. They're all part of it, along with Adam Grokey.
And congratulations.
And I'm missing one, and I'm trying to find it. But they were just fantastic, weren't they? And those senior players stood up this afternoon, and they were able to overcome the mighty Central District.
We spoke about it earlier. They were the ones that needed to stand up. The Luke Powells, the Cicolellas, the Mark McKenzies, the Luke Jarrads. They've all stood up when it was really wanted. You know, the contest that Luke Powell and how he never won the Jack Odie medal was beyond me. But Craig Perry, to his credit, he was lion-hearted in the ruck contest. But for mine, I thought Luke Powell and his ability to ferret the ball out when he needed to was first class. They had a number of good players. I think that's why they won the game, because they didn't have a passenger on the day. You can go through from the youngest one, from a Jimmy Tumpus, through to their most senior footballer. They all contributed today, and that's what you need in grand finals. If you're going to win them, you need contributors all over the ground.
There's the photo that will be plastered on the wall at Oval Avenue. It'll almost certainly be on the front page, if not the back page of the paper tomorrow. The only side, as I said, to conquer Central District twice in a grand final. And just by the by, 25,234 patrons turned up this afternoon to watch what was an absolute classic.
It was a classic game of football. The reason it was a classic game of football is because of the hard contest, and Centrals never gave up. They never once relinquished that ability to come back at the contest. Every time there was a contest, a 50-50 ball to be won, they were in there with their nose over the top of it. But Eagles just got them, picked them on the post purely with their work rate. I thought their ability, the likes of Chris Hall, running forward into space a number of times, he was very good. I thought Adam Grokey up forward, his ability to catch balls and kick goals when needed. Their rucks, the rucks in Parry, and also Redden. I thought it was Redden's breakout game in SANFL football, and that will hold him in good stead. Lewis's foot passing today was a feature for mine, and that was one of the real aspects of the games. Why they were able to get in the position they were is because I thought their foot passing, their skill execution when it was needed was first class.
Small but hearty band of supporters. They met Centrals in 5 grand finals before they finally had some success, and now they draw back the ledger just a bit more, meeting them for a 6th time in the past 12 years, and they've managed to prize 2 trophies off Central District. Boy, oh boy.
They're hard to prize off, aren't they? Once the Centrals boys put their paws on the cup, they're hard to get them off, and as we see some happy supporters that wait a long time for this sort of stuff, and yeah, this is as much a supporter base as it is for the players.
And one of the supporters there, the lady just wanting to make sure she had her moment in the sun, I was going to say. She's actually in the shade at the moment, but you know what I mean. And Luke Jarrett, as I said, there is Luke Jarrett, Lee Treby, Luke Powell, Adam Grokey, Justin Cicolella and Mark McKenzie, the survivors, the men who will be able to say, we took 2 off them.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. You know, Matty Cooper also springs to mind that took 2 off of Centrals. Obviously, one with Sturt and one with the Eagles. He was another one that was able to take 2 off. But I suppose when you're going into 12 grand finals, there's going to be someone that's going to get a couple off you.
Yeah, every now and then. Remembering, of course, in all the history of the finals against Central District for the Eagles, it's only their 2nd win. They played 10 times, it's only their 2nd win.
And the most important wins of all are the grand finals, and the 2 times they have beaten them, it's been in grand finals. And they're the ones when you get them, that's when you want to get them.
And here's the pattern. 2 premierships for Centrals. Your side, Sturt beat them in 02. 3 premierships in a row for Centrals, beaten in 06. 4 premierships in a row now, beaten in 2011.
Are you trying to tell me we've got 5 years to wait before someone else beats them?
Maybe not, but it's been a wonderful, wonderful reign across a dozen years. See, there's Scotty Lewis, who will be, I'm sure, forever thankful for Michael Godden, because he was lost, if you like, at Westies. He won a reserves McGarry medal at the Bays. He found Michael Godden, if you like. Michael Godden found him, brought him across to the Eagles. He's been sensational across 2 seasons.
I suspect that association goes back further than that. Association probably goes back to the Riverland. So that's where Scotty Lewis come out of. Michael Godden's from that Riverland product through West Adelaide. I suspect that's where they come across each other, and they've had a mutual respect for each other. And I think Godden's actually understood Lewis's ability to play the game. He was probably questioned in his earlier days about his pure leg speed, and that leg speed is an important part of the game. But the other important part of the game is your ability to win the ball first and foremost. But then the second is to actually execute. That's what he does do. He can win hard footy, but when he does get it, he does execute it nicely.
Well, they gave up a 19-point quarter-time lead against Centrals in round 19. They led by 20 points in that match, and they lost. This afternoon, they led by 18 points at quarter-time, by 21, I should say, at half-time. They extended it to 24, and in the end, they just crept over the line. If you were with us, then you'd still be talking about it. If you weren't, boy, you missed an absolutely fantastic finish. 3 points, the final margin. And indeed, 28-minute mark, final quarter, Lee Spur, who kicked a goal just 5 minutes earlier, had a chance to kick a winning goal for Centrals, just astray through the pack.
Sort of reminded me there was a final up at, I think in Sydney, when Sydney played